Hi everyone, good afternoon. Who have we got in? We've got 15 in already. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to join in on this, but I don't know if you were like me, but I couldn't get to sleep last night. Honestly, I was so excited about that game last night. I just have to talk about it. I honestly have to talk about it. So post in the comments what you thought. I've been having a little look on a view from the tower for a few for what people have been saying on there. And I picked up BFC 53 Dave. I really liked his comments. And let's have a look. Reese, the Posh Podcast is here. He couldn't hit a barn door last night. Drew 0-0 to Bristol Rovers. Yes, Dennis is here. It'll be 24/7 Lee Charles soon. Well, it's not going to be 24/7, Dennis. But I just have to talk about this game today because it was so amazing. I mean, it's the best. Well, it's the first time we've won 5-0 away from home since I think it was Leeds in 2011, where I think that's the last time we won 5-0 away. Could be wrong. It could even be 2012, but it was something absolutely incredible. Ian Drinner saying absolutely fantastic. It was. I was just going through what BFC 53 says. Where did that come from? Wigan are poor, but I thought we were absolutely outstanding tonight in every single way. We did everything tonight that we've been failing to do all season. We were determined, aggressive, and ruthless. Even in the first 30 minutes when it was more even, I thought we were doing a lot right and had put a couple of quality moves together. To have almost the entire first team taken out and then go and win 5-0 away takes some doing. Some of the moves we put together were superb, not least the one for Virtue's goal. In fact, we've scored some fantastic team goals this season. We just haven't done it anywhere near often enough. We have. I mean, the first couple of goals were a little bit scrappy and came a little bit out of the blue, but I kind of agree with him on all of that. We did everything right last night, didn't we? We looked probably the best I've seen us play as a team. It was just incredible at times. I know a few people have picked up on Bez Labala, but even him, I think you don't know what he's going to do. He's kind of an exciting player because I don't think even he knows what he's going to do. And the defense certainly can't defend against him because they've no idea what he's going to do. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. But I do like a player that attacks and he does go at players. Let's get back to the Ian Drinham, fantastic night. Ian Barron's here. Hi. I've seen the highlights. The pitch looked like that because the groundsman had used a forker machine on the pitch to get air into the pitch. Okay, it did look really bad. Stephen Cram, hi. Good afternoon. How are you, Stephen? Thanks, Dennis. Well, it's great to be so enthusiastic. I mean, I started to think, is this going to be the push for the playoffs? Can we get to the playoffs? Brandon Braggington is here. Hello, Brandon. That's fun. The fantastic name, Brandon Braggington. Right, let's go through the team. Maxwell, BFC 59 says that he's always got good positioning and he pulled off a great save in the second half. He did pull off a fantastic save, which kind of kept the score as it was because it could have gone 3-1. I think we were 3-0 up at that time. That could have pulled them because they were trying to push for an equaliser, weren't they? But that's the thing I've said to Jane about Maxwell. Not only is he a very agile keeper, but he's very alert all the time and his positioning in the box. He's just always there. He's sort of in the right place all the time to be there to make simple saves sometimes, but he also makes worldies as well. What do you think? We'll run through the players and I'll just speak to, let's go through this. More comments. Michael Haig saying, I think it was one of the best battling midfield performances out there for a very long time. What are your thoughts? Well, my thoughts, I totally agree. I mean, I like Kenny Dougal and I was, really ruining the fact that he wasn't in the team, but, because of the COVID thing, but we play fantastic without him. Matty Virtue really gets up and down, doesn't he? I thought midfield were tremendous last night. That Jordan Thornley, who they said can go, maybe he's trying to prove Critzy wrong because I think he's played really good in the last two games. And I'd be reluctant to let him go. I think he's played fantastic. Dennis Hutch, here we go. Hello, Dennis. We scored at the right time and they didn't score at the right time. First half with 4 goals wasn't great, but maybe it was the result we needed for us to kick on this season. I totally agree, Dennis. There were a couple of times where the young striker for Wigan, there was the one they headed over the bar, wasn't it? Which, they could have taken the lead there and he headed over the bar and they had a couple of chances, didn't they? But we'd also had a couple of chances as well. And we did just get 2 goals, just completely out of the blue. But that's fantastic. It's the first time we've sort of capitalised, and leading 2-0 and not doing a Doncaster as well, because we were all a little bit worried about that after the Doncaster game. But no, I thought I thought last night we were I think that's the best I've seen us play since Holloway, if I'm being honest. I really do. Michael Haig says he's the best keeper in the league. We're lucky to have him. Thank God he's playing for us rather than the tram stop down the road. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Jane absolutely loves him, and I think he really is a very, very, very good keeper. And so, you know, we had that big lad, didn't we, in from Reading, but he was he pulled off a couple of saves, but his positioning wasn't as good, I didn't think, and he didn't turn the ball around the post. He put it back into play for them to have another chance. Scotty says, I think for the last goal, they'd given up. They've never seen an easier header. But I was saying to Jane, you know, we don't normally have anybody as an aerial threat in that box other than Gary Medine. And I always think the defenders really concentrate on Gary Medine, and that leaves it open for Sims just, you know, to not be picked up. But what a great corner from the young lad that came on. And he looks good as well. He looks really fast. Jane is working, Haley, so I'm on my own. She's actually working at the moment. She works from home, so she doesn't finish till 5, and she's on the radio tonight. She's got an interview with Radio Northumberland, I think it is, for the match on Tuesday. Damon Orman says he was at Wigan for the first game of the Premier season where we smashed them 4-0. Great memories, and last night was memorable too. Yes, it really was. In fact, it's such a shame we weren't there, isn't it, really? Because it would have been amazing if we'd have been there. Scotty says, as happy as I was with the result, do you feel we just destroyed a really weak Wigan side? I actually thought that Wigan didn't look that bad, if I'm being honest. I thought they were in the game, really, up until we got the 2 goals. And even at 3-0, they were still trying. And I remember, you know, when we played them at Bloomfield Road, you know, I thought they were a decent side, to be honest. But unfortunately, sometimes when you're at the bottom of the league, you just don't get the luck running for you. Stephen Cram says, do you think Critchley will stay for the longer term at Blackpool? And are we looking to recruit? I think he has a plan, and I don't think he'll be going. A lot of the players he's brought in, he's working with the academy and everything else, and I think he has a bigger picture of it all, and I'm certain he is going to stay. I don't see him moving away from this because it's his project, and I think, well, I don't think he'll be going anywhere, not now, but I do fear we will lose him in the end. Michael Hayes said I should start doing the football ratings for each player after the game and get a panel for other supporters to give their ratings and opinions on each player. That's a very good idea, Michael. I'll note it in my little book. Thank you. Yeah, player ratings video. The panel could be good. That's a really good idea, Michael. I like it. Liking the way you're thinking. Ian Barron says, you don't need a team full of stars, you need a team of workers. Darlington had a scratch team and we won 7-1 away at Whitby to win the league. Yeah, I mean, Blackpool didn't have a team of superstars in the Premier League, did we? And they were all assembled, a bunch of nobodies, but they were a team, together. Very much Michael Haig said he has a 3-year plan and more. I think he's going to be staying for a while. Right, just moving on to BFC's review. Gabriel, now I tell you, I think this lad's fantastic. If we could get him from Forest, I think this lad is absolutely a superb fullback. He's also saying, I'd be delighted if we sign this guy permanently. He's a very good player and he'd be a real asset. Still improving too, solid defensively and a threat going forward. Yeah, I think that's what I like about him. I mean, he's a major threat going forward. He's so quick. He gets from front to back so quick. They can't get around him down that, the left winger just can't get past him because he's so fast. They try and outrun him and they can't. What do you think of him? Yeah, he does. Yeah. Does he really? I think I actually quite like Ollie Turton, but I've got to say Gabriel is stunning. I think he's a great player, and if we could get him from Forest, it would be superb, wouldn't it? I can't understand Forest because they're struggling, aren't they, really? Moving on to Husband. He says, I've always said that I think we can do better, but I'm going to swallow my pride tonight. I thought he was outstanding, and he was his man of the match. Seems he's not giving it up his spot for Garbutt without a fight, and I say good for him. Maybe a good claim to keep it tonight. I'm kind of with him on this. There's a part of me actually thinks Husband was man of the match last night. He was everywhere. He was incredible. He did that one kind of auto mistake, but got away with it, where he was shielding the ball out, and they fouled him, and it kind of wasn't really a foul, but he went down, but he kind of got the free kick. But he was up, he was in the attacking role down the left wing. He was incredible last night, Husband. It was definitely one of the best performances I've seen from Husband, and it's in a tangerine shirt. Yeah, Dennis Richardson, which was Gabriel's dodgy game. I thought we signed another Scott Darton, hardly a foot wrong since. I think it's one of the very early ones where he just looked a bit shaky, Dennis. But honestly, I think he is an absolute talent, this lad, and I think he stands out as well. Chris Lomas is here. Hi, Chris. I was just for those that have just joined, I'm doing this simply because last night, honestly, I couldn't get to sleep. I started thinking about what a great performance it was. The fact that the first team weren't actually all in. We had a lot of players out with the COVID and injuries, no CJ Hamilton, and I witnessed one of the best Blackpool away performances I've seen probably since Holloway, probably since that Leeds 5-0 away. And I just couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, can we do the playoffs? I mean, there's a long way to go. I know we're quite a way out of the playoffs. We've got games in hand, and there's some strong teams up there, but if we can finish strong, anything can happen. Blackpool and the playoffs are a great team. Oh, Ian Barron says the United Stand fan channel do player ratings after the games. If you want any hints, I will take a look at that. Thank you. Michael Haig says that Husband was very solid, but unfortunately lacks the pace needed depending on what system you play him in. He didn't look short of pace. He is a little bit short of pace, I must admit. He's nothing like Gabriel, is he? Michael Haig, Scott Darton was the worst player we've ever had at Bloomfield Road. Yeah, dodgy Darton, as we all know. However, Scotty disagrees with you, Michael. He says Hubby always works hard. Now he's been given the freedom to get forward, and in swing he does well. I mean, talking about if anybody wants to come on, you can come on. I will actually put an invite if you want to come in and chat to me. We'll make this interactive as well. Let me just put a link in there if anybody wants to phone in. So if you want to come on and chat to me, there's a link in the comments. Chris Lomas. Hi, Chris says, Gabriel is my favourite player, but what a performance last night. Sims looked class, and Atsu, who came on, was class for his last few minutes. Our youth academy talent looks great. Yeah, now this is another reason why I'm excited, because we're starting to see players on the bench from the youth academy, something we haven't seen in years. And it's been one of my major frustrations with Blackpool that we haven't had boys coming through from the youth and selling them on. And it's, I remember the days of, Trevor Sinclair and Chris Packett, Alan Wright and all that. We did used to have Chris Beach. Players used to come through the ranks. Ricky Lambert. Unfortunately, we got rid of him. But these were players that were in our academies, and we haven't been doing that for a long, long time. So it is great to see. Right, moving on. We'll move on to his next review. He's on Ekpiteta. Now, this is funny with Ekpiteta, isn't it? Because I think he's growing into an absolute class centre half. I think he gets better with every game. I think he's absolute class. And he started off and people calling him Ekpotato. And I remember the Seasigners podcast were labelling Nottingham and him the masters of disaster. And he's just proving everybody wrong. Dave says, clean sheet and a goal. What more can you say? Perfect evening for him. Possibly our best signing this season. I feel a bit more comfortable when he has the ball now than at the start of the season. Seems to have thrived under Critchley. Maybe his best success story so far. I am Dave. I am totally in agreement with you on that. I think he is getting better and better, and I think he is one of the best signings. I remember reading on the website that Leyton Orient fans were really, really unhappy that we'd signed him. And I thought we signed an absolute class fullback here. And the first few games, you were thinking, really? He's not that good, but I think he's absolutely amazing. Malcolm Hall is here. Hello, Malcolm. Hello from Northern Ireland. Didn't expect that last night. Fantastic. No, I don't think anybody did. Although we have, we've said it quite a few times, it's about time a team got battered by Blackpool, because we have played some great football and we just haven't been able to put the ball away, or the final ball's been lacking. But last night we were superb. And I was just thinking what it would be like with Sims and CJ Hamilton, because they're both so fast. It's honestly... Scotty says, yes, you agree. I said it last night. He is the biggest signing. I think, we used to like Curtis Till, but this lad he's absolute quality. He really is. Can we keep hold of him? That's the thing with all these players. Chris Lomas, as one of our youth players a couple of seasons ago from the Oyston era, was Bright Osei Samuel, has just transferred to one of the top best Turkish sides. We produce some top talent. Honestly, youth looks great. Yes, it does. And these young under 18s are winning everything, aren't they? So we've got a few years and they'll all be coming through as well. Future Nemesis is here. Score prediction for the weekend. Oh, even though it could be, because of the COVID, it could be postponed. But honestly, I fear for you. Honestly, if we play like we did on Tuesday, I fear for you. I'm sorry, but 3-0. Blackpool are really coming into gear, and we look like the team that we thought we were going to be at the start of the season, the pre-season. We thought this is what we were going to see, and it didn't quite work out that way. But it's looking just how we thought it would be. Ryan's here. Hello, Ryan. Ryan Dunbar. As we said last night, it was maybe Nottingham that stopped Amar from playing his game. I think it probably was. Although it's weird, isn't it, that Nottingham has gone on to play for Accrington Stanley and he's playing absolutely wonderful. It's just weird. And Accrington Stanley are a dark horse, definitely. Damon Orme says, watch us come unstuck against Burton. I don't think so. Samir Hans, hello. We're doing fine. I'm doing this live review of last night because last night was so good that I've got to talk about it. I've just got to talk about it. Yeah, Chris is also saying, no, I don't think knowing us, I don't think so. I think we're coming right into swing. Dennis Hutch says his prediction for Saturday is watching a film on BBC Two with no match on. Yeah. David Scholes. Now, yeah, the third goal was absolute class, and it really, really was. If you've seen the highlights of it, and Matty Virtue he's been hitting him from all over the place, hasn't he? I mean, he put one in the back of the net. I can't remember which the game was. Which game was it where he got disallowed for somebody offside? It was a great strike, and since then he's been a bit eye wide and handsome, and you could see he's been wanting a goal, and boy did he hit that ball, and boy was it a great pull back for him. Who pulled it back for him? I can't remember. Was it who pulled the ball back anyway? Just remind me, but it was amazing. Right, let's go on with the reviews. What mic do I use? It's a Shure SM58. It's a Shure SM58. It's my DJ mic, actually. I have 4 mics. I have 2 radio mics and 2 Shure SM58s. We use the SM58s on this, but I've got 4 for when I do go out doing the live stream show, which we're going to be doing. I'm going to have 4 mics. They're all SM58s, all Shures. Yeah, no, this was yeah, exactly, Scotty. We were saying this on the night. If you didn't see it, Matty Virtue scored this amazing goal, and he goes running off to celebrate, and the rest of the team go running the other way, and he sort of celebrating his own, and then he realizes that they're all celebrating without him, so he has to go and join in after. They're all congratulating. I think they were more congratulating the ball. The pass coming across, and they forgot about Matty Virtue, so he had to join in. But it was amazing. Afternoon, Stephen. Let's just carry on down here. Oh, Michael Haig says, unfortunately, we have missed out on a windfall for Bright, as the Turkish club have done a pre-contract end-of-season deal, which is a shame. That is a shame, isn't it? But I don't think we're as worried about money as we used to be honest. Ryan Dummer says, I've got to say, I've never seen Scott Darton play. So my worst player was Kirby 2 years ago, unless the games I've seen him in were bad games. I remember him. I can't remember him being that bad. Oh, there we are. Chris Lomas has confirmed it was Bez to Husband who played the ball to Virtue. So it was a ball from Husband. It was a great ball. What are our views on Garber? I like him. I really like him, Poggers. Yeah, Chris, I totally agree. What a Tuesday night away game it would have been if COVID wasn't a thing. Yeah. Could you imagine us all behind that goal at Wigan? We'd have taken about 4,000. Honestly, it would have been unbelievable. It really would. Has Neil Critchley done a TV interview? I don't think he has. I don't think he has. Maybe it's just to do with the COVID thing at the moment. Maybe they're not, they're not allowed to, perhaps. Right, moving on. Next is Thornley. He says, I think his 2 appearances recently have really made a case for keeping him. And I wouldn't be happy if we did. I wouldn't be unhappy if we did. Some players may have had a don't care attitude after being told they can leave, but he's really stepped it up instead. Good attitude and certainly give Critchley something to think about. Yeah, he's had 2 great games, Jordan Thornley. It makes you wonder why we want to let him go. Maybe he is putting himself back into the frame and wants to stay and is keen, or is he playing to show people he's a good player? Oh, Fraser Mortimer. Hello, Fraser. We're more than looking after a former Blackpool player in Charlie Adam at Dundee. He's not just a former Blackpool player; he's an absolute legend. He would have had he would have had the keys to the town. Honestly, he could have had the keys to the town. He was unbelievable. He was one of the greatest players. Him and David Vaughan were unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Alex Bowden says, fantastic performance, and I was worried because of our injury and COVID hit squad. Prediction versus Burton Albion. I'm going 3-0. Yeah, Chris Lomas says he can't wait to be back on the away days with us. Yeah, it's been so long since I last saw you. Yeah, over a year. Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to be back, seeing all you lot. It'll be brilliant, honestly. And I'm going to do a lot more when we're back because Jane's got me, more interested in doing things. We're going to start making weekends and make really good vlogs of it and everything. It's going to be brilliant. I can't wait. Chris Lomas, yeah. Thornley is class. Would keep him. I think he's all right as well. Eugene McGeever says, what do we think of the loanee? Ellis Sims. We are in love with him, Eugene. Absolutely in love with him. It's a love affair straight away. He's got everything, this kid. Honestly, this kid is going to be an absolute superstar. And it'll just be a pleasure to have him for a year. There's no way we can keep him. We can hide him in a bag. We could try and stop him going back to Everton. But unfortunately, he's only until the end of the season. But he looks fantastic, and he could have had a hat trick. I mean, the goal he pulled off a worldie against him, a one-on-one with his first touch of the ball, he nearly scored. And Jane was saying, this is where he scores them from. This is where he scores them from. And honestly, the keeper pulled a wonder near pole save off, or else he would have had a hat trick last night. Damon Orme says, surely we've got to play the same 11 in the next match, regardless of how good some of the players out are. It's how a team gels. If a team wins 5-0, then that same team deserves the next outing. Yes, it absolutely does. And how would you like it if we were bringing CJ Hamilton off the bench for the last 15 minutes? That would be terrifying, wouldn't it? And also, oh, God, just think how strong our bench will be when these players come back. Yes. What did you mean, Punk Chef? Jake is a Sheffield Wednesday fan. He's on our Football Vloggers podcast on a Monday night. What's this a positively? You like sound like Jane. She says I'm a glass half empty. I'm not. Oh, Nan scored 2 goals on his debut last night. Did he really? Wow. Yeah, we didn't see much of him, but he was I think it's a great signing, Chris. Honestly, I think it's a great signing. I really do. Right, moving on to Williams. Now, here's a funny one. I wasn't too keen on this lad, if I'm being honest, at first. And I thought, what did Rochdale see in him? And what did Neil Critchley see in him? And, because he was like one of Rochdale's player of the year. But last night, I thought he was immense last night. And I thought the referee was a bit harsh on him, actually, because I thought a couple of the things he blew up for fouls, I didn't think they were fouls. Right, Thornley, I think his 2 appearances recently really made a case for keeping him, and I wouldn't be unhappy. Williams, I know he's not for everyone. He's not as composed or cultured as the others, but I think he's a useful player to have. He puts himself about more than any of our other midfielders, and sometimes you need that. Played well, especially in the first 30 minutes, which was more of a battle. Yes, he did. I totally agree with him. Honestly, Dave, I agree with all this BFC 53, who's posted this on A View from the Tower. If you're wondering where I'm getting it all from, I'm going through him. I'm going through his review. So what do you think of Williams last night? I thought he has really he's turning into a great player as well, and I wasn't. Do we want him? Billy Bowden from Preston. I don't really want anybody from Preston, if I'm being honest. I don't really know him. Is he? I don't know him, Michael, to be honest. I couldn't tell if he was good or bad. Yes, positively. Absolutely. I am positive, Punk. Dennis Hutch says he commented on Seaside's pod that Carl Houston would offer 50 grand for Sims in 12 installments. Yes, he would. He would. We would never ever signed any. Although they did get us to the Premier League somehow. I know, Bellicon did, but they did bring Bellicon in. So they did do something right, but they were absolute utter TWUNTS, weren't they? Chris Lomas says the referee was harsh on Williams. He played some great balls last night. Defo, a great squad, great for squad death too. Yeah, I like him, and I think he's getting better and better. And I think he is a decent player. Sam Early, hello. Sam says, what do you think about the centre-back partnership for Saturday? Everyone raves about Bollard, but surely you have to keep Thornley and Ekpiteta until Critch has a reason to change. Well, he did nothing wrong, did he, last night? He really didn't. So why would you change a team? Somebody's already said you don't change a team that's just won 5-0. So he deserves to keep his spot, and let's see if he can keep going and whether he's worth keeping. Oh, Darren Humphrey says, with the Wigan average age 24 last night, don't be fooled. We played a youth team. Well, what was our average age last night? I thought Wigan looked decent. I'm not under any illusions we were playing a bottom of the league team, but even so, 5-0 away from home. We haven't seen it since for nearly 10 years. Well, for 10 years. So it's an amazing result. Honestly, it really is. Yeah, it does make you think, is he worth bringing on when there's time in legs, or is he worth starting? But who would you take Jerry Yates off? Because I thought Jerry Yates we'll go on to Yates in a minute as well. The edgy ones. Hi, George. Imagine if we had Dougal, Hamilton, and Anderson on last night. Could have been 9-0. Well, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? It does really make you wonder. It is exciting time, surely. Honest opinions on Charlton. To be honest, I thought Charlton looked one of the best teams that came down to Bloomfield Road so far this season. But you seem to be, we do have Tyler Rowlandson on Monday on the FVP, and he's not happy at the moment with your manager. But you're still up there, aren't you? You've had a bit of a dodgy patch, but you're still up there. I think you're a good side. I think you're dark horses for promotion. Eugene McGeever says, do you remember Seamus Coleman played for Blackpool on loan from Everton? Of course we did. He was part of what got us into the Premier League. We'll never forget him. He was an absolute legend at Blackpool. David Scholes, it was a great night, but don't get carried away. We're awful. By far the worst team this season. I didn't think they were awful. I thought they were in the game. Even at 3-0 down, they were still trying, David. I didn't think they were that bad. I just think they collapsed with the last 2 goals at the end. But, yeah, I didn't think they were that bad. Michael Haig says Blackpool have had no more positive COVID tests as all the rest of the team have proven negative, which is good news. Burton Club is closed at present. Bios, yeah, we know that. We don't know, Michael, whether that will be on. It probably won't be on. Right, moving on. From Williams, we're going to Robson. He just said, did the simple things well and seems to compliment Williams. So I kind of agree with that. He wasn't outstanding, but he didn't do much wrong, did he? Going on to Matty Virtue, he says, still a bit rusty, but improved as the game went on. His goal was another example of doing something we haven't done all season, getting midfielders forward into goal-scoring positions, and it was a great finish. He can get goals and offers us something different to our other midfielders. I can see him becoming a regular. Most successful sides get goals from midfield, and I agree with you on that, Dave. I think Matty Virtue is a real box-to-box midfielder, and he does push forward and he does shoot. He hasn't had his shooting boots on for the last few games, but he has got a shot on him and he can score some great goals. So yeah, I like him, and of course he's been out for a long time, so he can only get better. I agree with that. Hi, Stephen Roberts. It is exciting times for Blackpool Football Club. Can't wait to get back with a full bloomers. It'll be emotional for us all. It certainly will. We've done it before with the homecoming day, and I'm sure it will be as good a day as the homecoming day. Michael Haig said, yes, he was a class act. Seamus Coleman was brilliant. Right, on to Labala. Now, I'm sure this is going to have some mixed thoughts on this. I like him. Jane likes him. I like him. And I'll tell you why I like him, because you don't know what he's going to do. You have no idea. You can't read him. He does daft things. Balls bounce off him. Balls bounce off him bad. Balls bounce off him well. Defenders don't know what he's going to do. I don't think he even knows what he's going to do. He attacks, and it doesn't always get it right, but he goes at them. And I like players that take players on. Whether it comes off every time or whether it doesn't, I like to see a player that has a go. I can't be doing with passing sideways and backwards and going forwards and backwards. I like a player that takes the game by the scruff of the neck, and he does. And I think he's a little bit short on confidence, but I think he'll get better and better. And I really like Bez Labala. Dave says he can be frustrating to watch. You just feel he's about to really take someone on, and then he doesn't. But sometimes, Dave, he does. That's the thing. Sometimes he does. You think he's going to take him on, and he actually does. I think a regular run in the side will do wonders for him, and he's certainly got the right attitude, but perhaps lacking a little bit of confidence. Yeah, he also trapped back well, and overall good performance. Justified selection ahead of Kai, and I would agree at the moment. I think Kai is all out of sorts. He's not the player he was. I don't know. There's something wrong with Kai. Yeah, Sam Early. Yeah, I agree. Labala takes on players. Every team need players like him. Yes, you do. Yeah, Hamilton also takes players on, but he takes them on with just sheer blistering pace. He can knock a ball around him. He doesn't even have to try and dribble around him. He just knocks it around and runs around. He's so fast. Michael Akes is 6 out of 20 for Labala. Oh, a bit harsh, but I thought he was right. Ian Drinner says, you're so right about Labala. Yeah, he's excited. He is it. When he's on the ball, you have no idea what that lad's going to do. You can't read him. Honestly, I love him. And I hope his confidence gets better and better. And some of these times when he does take people on, he actually does get round and more, because if he does, he is damn exciting. Will Brown doesn't like him because he doesn't pass. Yeah, but sometimes he's always looking to take people on, and there's not many players. You can watch football. You can watch hundreds of games, and players do not take players on. They just don't take them on. I like a player that is prepared to have a go. That's my thoughts on him. Anyway, let's Cards Vlogs. Hello, Ben. Saying that Fleetwood were awful last night. Painful to watch. Well, you did manage to get a draw. So it's, again, playing bad, you get a draw. So if you can turn it around, you can turn those draws into wins. You never know. Stephen Roberts says, the commentary last night was saying our shot, 19 goals, is only 8% this season. Something like 220 shots so far. I don't know how true that stat is, but it just proves we're not finished. We've not finished well. No, we haven't. And last night we did. And maybe this Ellis Sims is going to make all the difference because he looks an absolute class act. We will get onto him in a bit. Right, that was Labala. Okay, Jerry Yates next. 9 goals now from really struggling to get his first goal for us. He's stealthily becoming a 20-goal striker for us. Can never fault his effort and seems to be finding that knack of being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, he's getting to be that little fox in the box that Jane has been going on about all the time. And I thought he took his goal superbly. It was a bit of a scramble, but he put it away. He just put it away so well. Absolutely, no powder puff shot, just buried it. And I like that. Michael said the best result last night was the tram stop team down the road getting beat. They didn't get beat. They drew. I think they got a draw, Michael, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they got a draw. Eugene saying, what was the Blackpool ratings? Well, we're kind of going, this is what this video is. I'm going through the team now. So for anybody who's like watching this after, you can see, I went on a view from the tower and I picked out a BFC 59, looked at his review, and I kind of agree with most of it. So I want to talk about it, and I'm basing it basically on Dave from A View from the Tower and what he thought and what I thought. It is a tough one, Steve. It is a tough one. And I think if I'm being honest, you probably got to still go Yates and Medine at the moment. You can't be killing their confidence, and you've got to know that this Sims has got to work his way in. I think you got to get him keen. I think you could bring him on a little bit earlier. I thought Jerry Yates, they took him off at the right time because he run himself into the ground last night. He was incredible. I'm talking about him, and I just thought he was at the first half. Honestly, he was everywhere, and he earned being sub for the last 10 minutes, and it gave Sims a chance. I'd probably maybe bring him on a little bit earlier if we need him, but it's a tough one, isn't it? It's nice to have these problems. Will Brown says he does like Yates. He's starting to become quite a good striker. Yes, he is. And it's a confidence thing, isn't it? Michael A, great striker. Rate him 8 out of 10. Yeah, the Cos drew 0-0. Right, we're going to go on to Medine now. Gary Medine. Right. Dave says, Medine gave their defence a torrid time, held the ball up well and linked up with others. He's the linchpin. I think we're a much better team with him in it. Won the flick on for the 4th goal too. Yes, Gary Medine, he didn't get a goal last night, but God, he puts in a shift. God, he takes a lot of digs in the punching him and kicking him all the time. And the ball sticks to him. He does link it around. I thought a few missed passes in the first half, but that one where he backheeled it inside was, oh my God, it was unbelievable. And you've got to remember, I keep saying to people, he was signed for £6 million by Cardiff. I know we got him on a free, but he was a £6 million player. He's Premiership quality. Sometimes he just lacks a little bit of pace, but on the team sheet for me, first name on the team sheet for me, I think he is amazing. I love Gary Medine. I really do. I don't think we need anybody else, if I'm being honest. Stephen, do we feel we need another defender and a midfield player? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't think we need anybody now. Do we need anybody? There's some great players in great positions. Which goal was my favourite last night? Well, it was the 3rd goal, the Matty Virtue goal. The whole move was just incredible. And I just loved I loved Ellis Sims' first goal, actually, where he just made it all himself, knocked it past the goalkeeper and nodded it in the line. And it's a pity he didn't get that first goal. If he'd have got the first goal, if the goalie hadn't pulled off that stunning save on his near post for that first shot, I think that would have been goal of the night. It was incredible. But yeah, I've got to go with Matty Virtue's goal. Will Brown says that Medine creates so many chances for us. He's good at holding up the play. Yes, he is. He's absolutely brilliant at holding up the play. He's brilliant. Michael says he was his man of the match last night, Gary Medine. I take it you're talking about Medine. Yeah, he didn't get a goal, but he's just, and of course, the last goal I was saying earlier on, the defense are so concentrated on Gary Medine because he's the major threat in the box. So any corner, he's got men round him, pushing, shoving him. They just didn't even pick up Ellis Sims, and he had the easiest header of all time, didn't he? But what a great corner from the young lad. We'll get onto that as well as we're going along. Right, that was Medine. He said it's difficult to rate the subs, but I'll say that Sims looked very good. Dave, he looked unbelievably good for me. Finally, we got somebody that makes some great runs. We really missed that because Medine and Yates often play with their back to goal. It could be a Kieran Dewsbury Hall quality signing. Yes, he could, or a Seamus Coleman quality signing if he gets us up. Also, it was great to see Apter come on the pitch. Yeah, now this young Apter, I mean, he won the corner himself, and he obviously got the assist for the goal with a wonderful corner. Well, right in the middle of the box. It was a great corner. He looks another exciting prospect. Looked like he's got loads of pace. I've heard lots of good things about him from people who watch who've watched the youth and have got feedback on the youth. So I think he's exciting as well. Yep, it was a great corner for Actor, wasn't it? And it's one of those things, we're commentating on these games all the time, and we're saying that it's a corner to Blackpool and it's too far, it's too wide, it's hit the first man, it's headed away. We just don't seem to have done very well off corners, apart from the one that went straight in from the corner in the cup. But corners we've conceded from corners, but we haven't scored many from corners. It was great to see a goal from a corner. I think that bodes well for the future as well, that we can score from corners. Dave says, to sum it up, overall, it was a perfect night and I can't fault them. Excellent performance from a depleted team, and this really needs to be held up as the standard we need. Yeah, and people are saying that, yes, we only beat a weakened Wigan side, but we were a weakened side. That was not our first team out last night, and we won 5-0. What would the score been if it had been our first team out? Stephen Roberts says, I like the fact that Sims is there as backup and can't see teams liking the fact that he's there. If we need him, he could be our super sub. But yes, he could. He may even get to be more than that. Peter Donnelly says, all hail the goal machine. Absolutely. Tangerine Tom, I don't think so, Tom. I can only wish. He said that Sims is out of contract at the end of the season. Oh, don't say that. Honestly, I'll be wishing, I'll be dreaming we get this lad, because I think he's going to be an absolute. I don't think there's a chance of us getting him. I'm not even going to get excited about it. Michael Haig says Sims likes to put himself about and goats about. Great prospect for the goes about. He's a great prospect. Ghosts about. He's a great prospect for the future. I think he'll be in the first team at Everton very soon. We are lucky to have him. I think so. Peter Donny says I don't think we need any more players after last night. Well, if you think we can do that with that team, and that's not really our first team, then no, we don't really need any more players, do we? We've got some great players out injured at the moment, and COVID and all the rest of it. So no, I kind of agree with you, Peter Lee. I don't think we need any more. Well, that's it. That's my thoughts on the night. That's Dave's thoughts on the night. I'm buzzing. I just, really, when you think about it, with the games that we've had postponed, we're really technically still back at sort of Christmas time with half a season left to go. Could this be a fantastic season? What do you think? Can we do it? Can we get to the playoffs? Can we do it? There's some tough teams up there, isn't there? You've got Doncaster Rovers they've got games in hand and they keep winning. You've got Accrington Stanley, they've got games in hand, they keep winning. Hull seem to hit a bit of a bad patch. Peterborough, we all know that they can slip up. They tend to do annually, suddenly go to pieces. Ipswich seems to have fallen apart. Charlton managed to get a win last night, so they're back in winning ways when they were on the slide. Lincoln are just forging ahead, aren't they? It looks like they're going to win the league unless something serious happens there. But if Blackpool can just keep plugging away, who knows? Tangerine Tom, yeah, Thornley played well last night, yes, and we actually discussed a little bit earlier. Would you keep him in? As he, made a stake for to get another start in the next game, because you don't change a winning team. Stephen Roberts said, I wish we could, but Everton will keep hold. Maybe let us keep hold for the first part next season, or maybe a season-long loan, but they'll not release. Well, that would be good. Tangerine Tom, we are 9 points off the playoffs. Yes, we are, with a few games in hand as well, on some, but not on all. Michael Hayes says, in Critch, we trust. It's starting to be the coach I always thought he would be. Yeah, I think it was the thing that excited me when I heard about him. I thought, he's a blank canvas. We don't know much about him. We just know his track record at Liverpool is absolutely awesome. He was so well respected at Awesome, brought kids through, through the under 18s, under 23s at Liverpool, been there 5 years. Jurgen Klopp had great things to say about him, but you just wonder whether he could take the boys' football and do it with the men's football. And at the first few games, you start to think, can he only manage coach young lads? But he loves coaching. It's great to see a smile on his face. I like him a lot. I think he's a really nice guy. I think he's one of the nicest managers we've had. I know Holloway was one of the funniest managers we've had, but I think he's one of the nicest guys we've had in charge. And I think the whole Blackpool thing is all getting nicer. Simon Sadler's so much nicer than the Oystons. The whole thing, they don't say enough to fans, but it's all looking good. Yeah, a crowdfunding page to sign Sims. Do you think we will work? David Scholl says, I think we can grab a playoff place. No real outstanding teams in the division. I think you're right. Will Brown says, I don't think this season we will get the playoffs, but next season I think we'll got a huge chance. I don't know. Will, I still believe. Michael Haig said he is one of the best qualified coaches in the country. He's a class act. Chris is so nice. Yes, he is. Well, that's it, folks. That's my live review. We've done 45 minutes. Jack Gorman. Okay. I'll take a few last comments. Jack Gorman saying, Hailey, who's your favorite player up the pool? Well, black man. I love CJ Hamilton. Ek Potato. I'm turning into the Seasiders podcast. Ek Potato is really becoming one of my favorite players. I'm loving this Sims, but he's not ours. I like Kenny Dougal. Any of those three. Jane would probably say Maxwell, and he's another one. Honestly, there's that many. I can't even. I love them all. I love them all. Honestly, I really do. Paul McAllister says it is a healthy competition for places, playing well. Just need to improve shots to goal ratio. Well, hopefully that will improve with his new signings. Ian Barron says Darlington fans raised 139 grand for the running of the club. Yeah, I don't think even 139 grand would get him, if I'm being honest. And Darren Humphrey says there's 14 home games left, so it's all in our hands. Yes, it is. We've got a lot of home games. Will Brown says, do I know when Hamilton will be back? No, they're keeping very tight-lipped on it. Nobody knows. I will put the link in the comments again there. Put it on the stream. They are. If anybody wants to just call in for the last 5 minutes before I go, you can do, and give me your thoughts on, do you agree with Dave on A View from the Tower, and also my thoughts? Do you think Blackpool have got a great chance this season to get themselves in that playoffs? And if we are in the playoffs, you know what Blackpool are like in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Callum Smith says Ellis Sims did well to hold off his markers to get those 2 goals. Great stuff. Yeah, and he could have had an hat trick, couldn't he? He could have had an hat trick with his first touch of the ball. I mean, that would have been his best goal, to be honest. It was, he was so fast, just got past the defenders, onside, well onside, give him a yard, beat him, and smashed it. And I don't know how that keeper saved it, to be honest, because it was a great save. It was a near post save, but it was a great shot. Should have been in. Right, I think that's it, folks. I'm gonna finish at that, unless anybody wants to just call in for a quickie. Tell me who your man of the match was, maybe. But other than that, I think that's the end of the comments. I think we're there. I think we've reviewed it. Hopefully, it got it all off my chest and I can sleep tonight, because honestly, last night I was tossing and turning. I mean, just the thoughts of what could happen with this Blackpool team. Ian Barron says, see you next time. Have a good week. Yeah, we will be here, by the way. If the game is on, we'll be here on Saturday. If not, it will be Tuesday, and we are playing Northampton Town at home. David Scholes says, I like this review of the match. Any chance of again? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why not? It's good. It can only be me, obviously, doing it, because Jane's working till 5. But if you like it, and we'll make it a regular thing. Why not? Why not, indeed? Right, I'm going to get off. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, or if you're watching this on the rerun and you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed to Lee Charles TV? We're getting very, very close to 3,000 now. I think we're on 2,977 the last time I checked. So we're about 20 odd away from 3,000. And that is my goal for the end of February, if I can, I suppose. Maybe 2 weeks time, if we can get to 3,000, it would be amazing. I would be amazed. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for your comments, as always. I know it's a weird time, but I was just doing nothing this afternoon. I just thought, why not come on and talk about it? Because I just needed to talk about it, really. It was so, so good. And I think the Blackpool can make the playoffs. I really do. Keep playing like that. People are going up. Take care. Stay safe. See you either Saturday or Tuesday, when Jane will, of course, be back. Bye for now.